Hello, hello. Welcome to another video, and we have to talk about the finale for the Halo show season 2. Now, if you didn't know, season 2 of the Halo show has been releasing every week for 2 months at this point. But I say that because I feel like a lot of people just didn't know or couldn't give a shit about this show because it feels like so little people actually talk about it. The only people that genuinely have talked about the show or reviewed it or anything like that are relatively bigger Halo people. It feels like it doesn't feel like the masses have really talked about this at all, and they did in the first season. And the first season was fucking terrible. And definitely all checked out. Everything with the show, no one cares anymore. Yeah, that's just what it feels like. But there was a lot of hope that this season would be a lot better. It felt like it was, going to go in a better direction. The promo stuff teased Reach and a more grounded kind of thing. And it feels like while we got more of that, it was maybe it went down from a 2 to a 3 on that little Halo notch, it feels like. And quick examples of that would be Master Chief isn't in his armor, isn't in his suit. I would probably say for 90% of the show. The fall of Reach that was teased in all the promo stuff. It felt like the whole season was going to be about Reach, which easily could have been the case because it's that big of a deal. Master Chief is not in his armor at all. And the fall of Reach literally happens in one episode, which feels like such a disservice. But that's just quick little things. There's a bunch of bullshit side plots and no one cares about. Most of the side characters, they don't add anything. It's literally filler time to just try and fill out the episodes, it feels like. It feels still like a lot of just bleh. Now with the finale, I've seen people really happy with it. And if I'm being honest, I feel like it's because they were kind of programmed to be watching so much shit with the show that they get a little bit more Halo shit because that finale had more Halo feeling stuff, clouded their judgment in a way to be like, oh, it was kind of good. And while, it's definitely better, I'm just stop making the show. You fucked it up enough with the first season. This was your redemption chance, and you didn't do it. But I'll start with the cool things for the episode that I thought were pretty cool. It's a short list. I'm just going to talk about it. And then go through some of the absolutely brain-numbing decisions that I thought of in my head that they did that was why? Just that big feeling of why. I wrote down notes while watching it so I would kind of remember. There's a lot, but I'm not going to go through all of it. So the good parts of it. Anytime they're fighting, honestly. Anytime that there was Spartan 3s /4, the new Spartans are kind of in a weird, I don't know. I know they're supposed to be Spartan 3s, but it feels weird because Perez is one and she's was a Marine, and it's just weird to me. I don't know. She trained in fucking 2 days, it felt like. But anytime they were fighting the Covenant, when they were on their ship and everything, great, fun stuff. Felt like Halo. When Master Chief was flying to the ship that was empty, felt like Halo, him flying through the air. Him standing, finally getting on the Halo, looks badass. He's standing there with his sword, everything. I'm pretty sure it's a thumbnail of this video. Looks pretty badass. And it was nice to see them use actual Covenant weapons, because for some reason, anytime a Spartan or humans have guns, they're never anything that's actual fucking Halo weapons. Soren in this episode, when he goes back to get his wife and kid that got jailed or whatever, he just pulls out a fucking Scar H and just says, okay, yeah, let's do this. Would have made so much more sense if it's a BR, an AR, anything like that. But no, fuck it, get a generic gun just so we don't have to pay to make this, is what it felt like. But when they were actually fighting the Covenant on the ship, the Spartan 3s and stuff, Perez had the cool scene. She had 2 Needlers, got dragged. A lot of that was really good. All that kind of section was pretty good. When Master Chief came to rescue them and he's fighting in the fog, badass as hell. Felt really cool. Now, I'm going to transition from that to the first stupid thing that is the overarching dumbest fucking thing I feel like that they fumbled with this whole show. And that's all the music and the sound. It's fucking crazy to me that they have such a deep vault of great music, iconic sounds, iconic music that they can put in it so many times and make people like get fucking chills. You know, it's the Halo theme and shit is like built to give people chills. They just never seem to use it at the right, like at a good time or ever. It feels like. Number one example, I openly paused the show to make sure it was coming from my television, and that was the song that was happening when it was the flood. Oh, surprise, the flood all of a sudden just showed up today. I don't know. It was weird. It built it up a little bit with 2 episodes before that, like the two. Didn't need it. They literally, it makes no fucking sense. I hated that so much. And then there's a biologist that releases it by being a fucking idiot. It's really stupid. But that's not even what I'm talking about. When she's walking around basically spreading the spores in the flood, it has by far the stupidest music choice they could have put in, it feels like. I'll play it now. Okay, so I couldn't find a clip of the sound on the internet. I figured I could just do this anyways, but I have it on my phone. So this is the music that was playing during the whole like flood kind of reveal-y kind of bullshit.
And falling in the water, and Dad's like, she says, of course. Why do we go out on the water? What do you mean?
That music. Are you kidding me? It just makes no sense. Like, nowhere in Halo is there this like romantic comedy kind of fucking song like yippee dee, good job, da da da, everything's going swell. It's so dumb. I saw someone tried to like defend it because it's like, oh, something terrible's happening, but they have cool, quirky, fun music going on to kind of be like, you know, do like some like what's a word? Like have it clash a little, I guess, if I'm thinking of that right. But that's really fucking stupid to me, because nowhere in Halo, nowhere in this fucking show have they ever done anything like that. Nowhere in the games is anything like that. There's little comical one-liners, which in the games feel perfectly placed. And it's just like the song made no fucking sense. It was so stupid. I literally, like, I couldn't believe it. I had to pause it to make sure it was actually coming from the fucking show. And that's not even everything with the music, because, like, when he hits the halo and looks up, fucking sees it. To me, perfect time, have no sound, and just play Halo theme music, you know? Just, you know, make it a fucking awe-inspiring kind of, like, holy shit moment. Didn't do it. I thought earlier when they first look at the halo, and it's just the halo on screen, another perfect time they could have done that, cut all other sound. No one talks, no one nothing. It's literally just Halo theme. To me, that it would just have made the most sense. Didn't do that. All the music, it feels like they just fucking waste. I don't know. It just feels like such a layup, and they just never capitalize on it. And everyone loves the fact that, oh, they put the flood in because they haven't seen the flood in fucking years, if we're being honest. There's no flood in the game since 2007. So obviously people are wanting to play the flood or see the flood. But again, I felt rushed. Everything in this episode felt rushed. They were like, let's do everything in the first game. Let's shove it all together. Good enough. Well, yeah, that's a season. We did all this. Spoiler warning, the Arbiter dies. Him and the Chief fight at the end. Fine, I guess. I mean, weird that he's dead already when they literally just get on the Halo. So obviously the story of this is going nowhere near what the games are. No fucking clue. They fight. He ends up killing him. So no more Arbiter, because to me it would be just make no sense to bring another Arbiter in, because like sure this Arbiter was a different name than the normal one, but they're just gonna redo the whole you're outcast from the Covenant like it would be really weird to me if they just shove that back in. For some reason they just casually bring up the fact of like, yeah, the Halo rings cleanse everything. It's weird because it has a sense of like the Covenant know that, or the the humans know that. Like, it's felt like that this entire time because they're like, oh, they get it, they wipe us all out. How does all these fucking people know that? Like, the whole thing with the Covenant is like, it's a religious thing. They're on a great journey to become gods, essentially. Is like that whole thought process. Oh, well, fuck if I know. And then back with the Flood, obviously, like, parts of them look really cool. The early ones just kind of look like zombies that just, like, stab people and, like, random kind of stuff, which was a little but as you see them throughout the episode, when them, like, growing fucking tentacles and stuff, that stuff was cool. It looked cool. It just felt like it was rushed, and they should have held that together for, like, next season. But I have a worry that there might not be a next season, so that's why they were like, fuck it, we have it, so let's put it in so we can actually use it for something. And the last, I have a lot more Kai's a big sacrifice. She kills herself. Whoa, kamikaze mission. She ruins it by fucking, this is gonna hurt. Like, of all the times to put a one-liner in, that feels like the worst time. But, I don't know. She's implied to be dead, but she's floating in space, so who really knows? The stupidest potential giant fucking uh-oh of this series and what this whole thing brought up was the fact that Miranda put Halsey, who got infected with the Flood, in a cryo, which I understand why it could slow down the spread kind of thing. She implies that she's going to get a cure for the Flood to save her. That would break a lot of fucking Halo lore, if we're going to be honest, because the whole reason that a fucking Halo was built was to destroy all life so that the Flood could basically malnourish and slowly die without having any food. So if a human, not even, not unless she finds a fucking cure from Forerunners or something, which would still be fucking stupid, a human's gonna just discover a cure for something they have no idea what it is. It's literally alien to them. So ancient, all this shit. I mean, I'm sure Quan will be the one to just be like, poof, hey, this is how you do it, and it's fucking cured. But it would just break so much of, like, why are the Halos there? It has the potential to break so much shit in Halo lore. But who knows? Honestly, it was such a weird ending. And then fucking Guilty Spark shows up at the very end, because why not? Even though it's probably not even going to be Guilty Spark. They'll probably change the name like they did with the Arbiter and random shit. Just to be, we're ourselves. It just feels like the story also, like, now what happens in the future, I don't fucking know. It feels so stupid. Avery Johnson feels like he's not even in the goddamn story. So who knows? Perez, would have been happy if she died. Soren's wife died. That was a fucking good job. Only if Quan died too, I guess. It could start to make the story feel like it progresses like Halo more. But overall, if you enjoyed this, good on you. I think it's really fucking bad. The fact is, like, even if you don't know what Halo is, I feel like if you're watching this, there's so many, like, little plot hole fucking things that goes off, and you're like, that doesn't make sense. That it pulls you out of the experience, even if you don't know what Halo is. Another example of the stupidest fucking thing ever. Master Chief, the fucking ship's crashing. Cortana's about to die with the ship, and he just goes, fuck this. Like in Halo Infinite, when he hacks the ship, and he just fucking hammer fists the goddamn console, and just Cortana just magically goes in his armor. I don't fucking know. It's really stupid. That made no sense. Fucking space magic that's not in Halo. All of a sudden, it was a MacGuffin to fucking, I don't know. It was so dumb. It's just, there's so much just dumbness with this show. I apologize if you loved it, and I'm sitting here telling you it sucks. But to me, it does. And another thing that's just like a small tidbit for the overall season is, like, the Prophets don't show up once in this entire season, which feels weird just because they were in the first season. And the variety of different Covenant feels so much less this season. It feels like it was borderline all elites. Jackals and Grunts showed up, like, a couple times in, like, the Reach episode, I think. I know Jackals did then. I think Grunts did. But other than that, they were, like, not in this at all. It was only elites they ever show, which I guess, like, oh well. But I don't know. That's just another, like, little small thing that just was, like, weird overall for this season. But yeah, that's just my overall thoughts for the second season of Halo. I definitely don't recommend watching it. If you want to, like, dive more into Halo lore and stuff, because you just, like, played the games or just getting into it, absolutely read the books. I've just read the first one. Way better. It's overall just way better. Even though, like, Bungie themselves have said like some of it isn't canon with the games and yada yada. It's so good. The books way better than this terrible TV show that's trying to do its own thing when they had a layup. If they could have just followed the main, they could have made small adjustments to the overall plot and stuff of the games and stuff. People would have loved it, but no, they decided to do their own thing with a famous fucking IP, and it crashed and burned. So Lord knows if we see a season 3. If so, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. But leave a comment on your thoughts on the Halo show, the finale, season 2. If you thought it was bad, if you thought it was good, let me know some areas you enjoyed. But that is my opinion. Thank you for listening to it. Leave a like if you enjoy. Consider subscribing. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday. Peace out.